Hi guys, I'm Shmi. It is day 2 of Rallye Germania, so we're at the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. I'm actually standing on my hotel balcony at the Dorint Nurburgring right now, and let's just say it was not a bad way to wake up. Lane, Pace Rallye Germania garages at the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit today, and it's pretty windy down here. The weather is forecast to be rather horrendous later. We can take a little look around. We've got some amazing cars that took part in yesterday's road rally event. You can see there's a Veyron just over there. Then we've got the Mercedes SLR Stirling Moss, Koenigsegg CC8, Porsche 918 Spider, Porsche GT3 RS, Bugatti Veyron Persang, KTM Expo. I'll keep walking up. F12, white LaFerrari, and a host of other cars. There's a lot of other activity going on today as well. McLaren Hamburg have brought down a few 650Ss from the factory, giving hot laps. And hopefully at some point during the day I will be able to get my camera on board various of the different cars heading around today. Here in Aventador flying down the start straight there. But there's a pretty cool atmosphere. Everyone's quite excited about what's going on today. Meanwhile, just take a look at some of the other cars we have down here. So there are also a whole lineup of Koenigsegg's around. You can see a couple further down here, but lots of other cars. So that other Bugatti. Speciale followed by Cayman GT4, F12, SLR, Koenigsegg Agera, Koenigsegg CCX edition further up. Oh, and there's the Martini 918 Spider. So I had a pretty good day yesterday on the road rally part of this event, where I started off with this car, then I went in the Veyron Persang, and then I went in the Martini 918. So needless to say, that was a pretty good way to spend a road rally event. And Rallye Germania, organised by Pace, the German Koenigsegg dealer, splits into these two parts. The road event, and now the track event. So, we've got a pretty good day ahead of us. Let's take in some of the action. Okay, very spontaneous. Jumping in the SLR Stirling Moss from Team German World Champs. This crazy man. He's putting me in his car.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
You rode your last wheel?
I didn't know.
Niet achter Maro de hele tijd aangaan, want dat hou ik wel niet bij.
That was something a little bit different. What a cool machine though, you just feel kind of like... The cars are all lining up in the pit lane because we're going to go out and do a little photo lap. So we've got all of the hypercars up towards the front here, and this is fairly spectacular. As part of Rallye Germania, every car gets shot properly out on the track. And for this, I'm going to be jumping into this car, the beige and purple carbon fibre Agera R. I just love the colour on this car, the carbon, although they were pointing out that this beige colour is very similar to that of a German taxi, which is quite funny. But the interior is cool too. So we're going to be going around in this for this photo lap, nothing dramatic. But nonetheless, it's pretty spectacular to see all of this lined up together. So let me jump in and I think we'll head out. Cars lined up on the start straight, and there are probably going to be some pretty awesome photos of that, but I was rather distracted from being able to make any video because I was then driving this car, the Agera R, that I took out on a test drive on the roads yesterday in the convoy. Sorry, not yesterday, the day before. But yes, just drove a lap of the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit in the Koenigsegg Agera R, and I'm not going to lie, that was pretty awesome. I'm just sad I don't have any photos of it, sorry, any videos of it. Put up a picture or two on Instagram. But now there's a whole load of other stuff going on. Go-karting, we're going to go and get some lunch. Photo shoots all done. Cars here are epic. Food, and then back here to the pit lane afterwards. Day here at the ring is starting now to come to an end. It's been an absolutely amazing day and nowhere nearly as wet as we feared it might have been as well, which has been brilliant. I obviously went out in the Stirling Moss earlier, then got an opportunity to drive the Agera R around the track as well on the sort of parade, but brisk-paced parade lap. Also amazing. But we're going to head over to visit Ring Garage. My friend Boosted Boris, a fellow YouTuber who's going to be over there, catch up and have some dinner before we head down to Frankfurt tonight. But Rallye Germania has been truly brilliant. It's sort of a shame now to see things packing up and coming to an end. Just head round. Obviously, I didn't go out in the 650Ss, but they were here for rides. Actually, I was hoping to go out in that, the GT3R, but didn't manage to fit that in either today. Last few cars still going around the track here, though. Oh, I heard the noise of the Koenigsegg starting up there. Got a few cars actually looking around. Got a few cars still lined up here. And actually, when I get beyond the car that I've been driving, next one is an interesting vehicle to talk about because from here we're going to be heading tonight to Frankfurt and tomorrow to Stuttgart, to Zuffenhausen, the home of Porsche. The reason we're going to Zuffenhausen is GT3 RS. I'm going to be driving a GT3 RS for the next few days, and that is something I'm rather looking forward to. This one looks pretty cool, but I'm going to talk more about that when we get down there. For now, it's just a case of watching everything heading out and then heading over to Ring Garage. Slight change of plans. We're going to take these two cars back to Ring Garage. So I'm going to drive the Cayman S, which is a particularly stripped out hardcore version. Just take a look at the inside. This is made entirely for racing from Ring Garage. Very hardcore. Anyway, I'm going to jump in this and just drive over to Ring Garage. The first task I've got to deal with is climbing in through the scaffolding. Get this. Oh, this car is properly set out for the race. So I've got the harnesses, which are all around me. Carbon doors, grab handles. Everything is super light and... What am I doing? You do kind of get used to this stuff after a while. Alright, let's fire it up. Sport mode, obviously. Well, you're hearing every single bit of noise from the road. I'm like the delivery driver right now, taking the car back to Ring Garage after its day at the Nurburgring. You do have to love the noise of the Cayman, and there's something obviously pretty cool about driving a car that's race spec, because it's so raw. Obviously this car has the excellent PDK gearbox. Just as we arrive, it starts to rain, but we're going to put the cars inside and then go in and meet Boris. Now I'm going to do the equally amusing task of getting out of the car while holding the video camera. Oh my gosh, this is not so easy. There we go, done. That was entertaining, and we've arrived inside Ring Garage. And there's Mr. Boris. How are you, Mr. Boris?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. This guy is the least appropriate man of the Nürburgring.
Yeah, thank you for bringing the car back, but when
That's
I
all
told
right.
you that cars are like girls, I didn't mean that you need to bring them back wet.
See, point proven. I don't have any words. Anyway, should we go grab a bite to eat?
Yeah, good idea.
Cool. Yeah, that's quite nice, by the way.
It is.
GT3. GT3.
Okay.
Sweet. Right, we're going to get in the X6, I think, and go and find some food.
You'll have to excuse me, it's now the next morning, but we had a great dinner, then got on the road down to Frankfurt, so about an hour and a half, 2 hours of driving. So it was a pretty late night by the time we arrived, so I was unable to get my videos edited. One of the sort of downsides and difficulties of doing this on the road. However, it was a spectacular day. I've just got to think back to yesterday now, but obviously going out in the SLR Stirling Moss, going out in the Agera R, and then driving in Ring Garage's Cayman S. But Rallye Germania was a truly amazing couple of days. If you didn't watch the videos from before, driving the Agera R, the McLaren P1, going on board the Agera X, the Veyron Pursang, and the 918 Spider, the Weissachs Martini livery car. What an unbelievably amazing event. So massive thanks to Pace for organising that. I'm certainly going to try and be involved again if it happens in the future. The last one was 3 years ago, who knows when the next will be. But we got down to Frankfurt pretty comfortably in the X6, and we're now going to be setting off for a couple of hours on the way to Stuttgart for some pretty cool stuff. So stay tuned for that tomorrow, and I'll catch up with you then. Thanks for watching. Cheers.